I went to the gym, the real gym, the big proper gym guys, the real fucking big tanks. This new breed of man that you get, the big mammals, the big protein bastards, big... with a big beard covered in tattoos. They're going, mate, did I create you in a PlayStation game? They're big guys. They work in the car phone warehouse, but they're training for the apocalypse. These big... Convinced their best mate's shagging their missus and they're training for the day they can finally prove it. I went in, and that's what puts fat people off the gym. These guys take it too far. These big, only God can judge me. I'm standing here judging you big fucking bell end. I went to the guy. I said, look, mate, I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. The guy goes, it's all about nutrition. All about nutrition. You can do whatever you want in here, but it's all about nutrition. You can't out-train a bad diet. And he asked me what I had for breakfast. He goes, what did you have for your breakfast this morning? Instantly, I'm thinking, I better say something that I never had for breakfast this morning. Make a good impression with this big fucking mammal. I said, oh, I had fruit, mate. A bowl of fruit. And the guy's going, fruit in the morning. That's got to go. Fruit in the morning. Very high in sugar. You need to lose that. I'm thinking, fruit, mate. Fruit. That's bad for you now. Fucking fruit. Fruit. I never had a bowl of fruit, but as far as you're aware, I did have a bowl of fruit. So I should be commended. I had a fucking Terry's chocolate orange, mate. You've no idea how low I would stoop for breakfast. Cold pashwari naan with Nutella on it. I've been there, mate. And you're on my case about fucking fruit. I used to have 4 raspberry ice poles and a wham bar for breakfast, 8:30 every morning for 6 years. Then a rolling sausage at 10:30, a pizza crunch and chips at 12 o'clock, a can of Coke, then fucking Astra belts on the way home, fucking fizzy cola bottles, bikers, Johnny's onion rings, everything. And I would... I get home for crispy pancakes, oven chips, potato waffles, croquettes, yellow, mate. That was the only colour I would eat, yellow. And you're on my case about fruit. I never said that because the guy would punch fuck at me, but I was thinking that. I said, all right, I'll cut out the fruit. The guy gave me a diary to fill in, a food diary. That's a step too far, Johnny. Submitting handwritten lies to somebody. Tell me all these foods to cut out. Carbohydrates, you should be eating this shit, eat this stuff, eat this sort of stuff. I'm filling in my food diary on the internet, reading about superfoods, trying to impress the big man. Monday morning, I had avocado. Here, what the fuck's avocado? In case this guy asks me. You have it on toast? Oh, he'll go off his seat if I say toast. I just say I had avocado. How many? 5 avocado. Nah, fuck it, I'll put 10. 10 avocado. Show the guy I'm serious about it. 10 avocado, Monday morning, breakfast. Then I had almonds and blueberries, and then I had beetroot. Beetroot, that's a superfood, isn't it? A big jar of beetroot, mate, get a spoon, rattled a lot. Then I had quinoa. Am I saying that right? Quinoa. What the fuck is quinoa? Quinoa? What the fuck is that? Click on images. It's a powder. Snorted a couple of lines of quinoa. And then I had oily fish, and I really felt it reducing my risk of Alzheimer's, mate. And the guy's going, this is great, Kev. Is this the truth? And I'm saying, no, mate, the truth would break your fucking heart. I'll tell you the truth. I lasted 2 meals without carbohydrates and I thought I was going fucking insane. Never felt so angry. I had to get off the couch and just lie on the floor, staring at the ceiling, trying to take myself to a happier place. Fantasising about carbohydrates. I never knew what a carbohydrate was until you told me to cut them out and then you grassed them all up. I'm lying there. Oh, I would love a spaghetti toasty right now. How good would that be? Or a baked potato with rice in the middle. And I could put that on a sandwich, eh? When's the last time I had Peas and baked toddy and rice, eh? With a wee spaghetti toasty chaser. Oh, yes. And I crumbled, mate. I went rampaging through my own kitchen in the freezer. There was a tub of Ben and Jerry's that had been there for months. Now, because it had been there for so long, the little wooden spoon that you get inside a tub of Ben and Jerry's bent and snapped on impact with the ice cream. So I had to put the tub of Ben and Jerry's in the microwave. Now, I left it in the microwave a bit longer than I should have done, and the ice cream melted. So rather than just have a few wooden spoonfuls, as I had initially intended, I drank the fucking lot, mate. I never knew how to fit that into Monday evening's column.
And Owen, you're 17. Owen, right, your generation, you get the blame for being easily offended. That's what we say. Snowflakes, that's what we call your generation. Right, I don't blame them. I just try and move with the times, right? I know they're a bit strange, aren't they? You know what I mean? They're a bit like, I don't know. They make me feel older than I should feel, like other new celebrities, YouTubers. And I don't know who people are until they're fighting Floyd Mayweather. That's a strange age to be. I'm saying, who's Logan Paul? I don't know, but a 10-year-old would put a knife through your windpipe for a bottle of his energy drink. So he's done something right. Fucking 25 quid for a bottle of juice. And then they're chain vaping, they're wee disposables, they're wee elf bars. What happened to the youth is the big tobacco companies thought not enough young people are smoking cigarettes, so why don't we get a packet of Marlboro Red and a packet of Haribo Tangtastics and empty them into a blender and get that liquid, and we'll put it in a wee heated element and take a couple of puffs. That's what started the vaping, and they're a strange bunch, right, with their vapes and their bottles of Prime, and they're always fucking whining about something. The youth of today are a strange bunch. I think if Michael Jackson was still alive, he'd be saying, I'm not sharing a bed with these fucking weirdos. He'd be saying, nah. He'd be saying, get me an adult in here for a decent conversation. Oh, mate, it's my anxiety. Shut the fuck up, Shamo. See, I don't believe that they should get the blame. Even COVID, that was it. The way children were represented during COVID, all that time that they missed off school, and that was all you would see on the telly, the wee stressed out dweebs complaining. We are being robbed of our futures, COVID. COVID has stolen our education from us. We'll never get this time back, and we are the forsaken generation. And that's when I thought, fuck off. There's no way that was an accurate representation of every child's attitude to such lengthy spells off school. Would it have been too much to have heard from the kids who hit the jackpot during that whole time? They never had to sit exams. Wow. What a time to be fucking stupid. Stick one of them on the telly. I bet there's some belters made it to university the past few years. Put them on the telly, cheer people up a bit. I was going to do travel and tourism, but I got into medical school. Because I've got emotional intelligence, everybody tells me. That's the new polite way of telling a child he's a fucking dunce. See, I try and keep, I don't want to be a dinosaur, Owen, right? I'll tell you what this is, I try and stay open-minded, I try and understand the generations behind me and all that. I try and stay woke. It's just hard. It's hard to keep up with the constant software updates. There's always something new. Like, I'm helping my mum, right? My mum is in the process of moving house, right? And we found a box in my mum's loft, right? A box, we're clearing out all the old shit. Found a box full of my old school books, and a bit of nostalgia got the better of me, and I'm looking through all my old school books. And on the front, one of the school books, there was graffiti. And it said, this might be a bit Scottish, but I will translate. Right? It said that your ma, right? You get that? It said your ma's got balls, right? Balls or balls. It said your ma's got balls and your dad loves it. Now this was a very common insult in Glasgow in the late 90s, but I'm now reading it in 2023, thinking how this has aged beautifully into an empowering, uplifting message of self-acceptance. If I showed that to Owen's generation, they would get fucking emotional. Go on. Isn't that just beautiful what they wrote? Your ma's got balls and your dad loves it. Your mother found the courage to embrace her true identity. And your father was supportive. Beautiful. See, that's how woke a city Glasgow is. We don't get enough credit for how open-minded and progressive we are. And sometimes we don't mean it. Sometimes it's very subtle. Like I was in a taxi in Glasgow, and the taxi driver had recognised me, and he was telling me how difficult it is to be a comedian. Right? He's telling me, right? He's going, right? Every taxi driver in Glasgow is a savant. Right? He's going, it must be hard, eh? Must be fucking hard being a comedian. You can't joke about anything these days, right? Can't say anything. And then the conversation naturally led to the subject of Sam Smith. And the driver said, Sam Smith, did you see what that cunt was wearing? Did you see what that cunt was wearing at the Brit Awards? And I thought, bravo, driver, bravo, you have educated yourself. What a proud moment this is to hear such a progressive attitude, because in Glasgow, that cunt is a gender-neutral pronoun. I thought, bravo, driver. This just gave me hope. If you had said, did you see what he was wearing at the Brit Awards, I would have stormed out of this taxi in disgust. I would have said, don't you dare misgender that cunt. How dare you? There's always been easily offended people, and I will defend millennials like myself and the generation younger than me, because 36 is a good vantage point to tell the youth what the older people used to be like, and they were the original snowflakes. They were easily offended, and it's summed up in a game that a lot of you probably played, the game called Chap Door Runaway in Glasgow, Knock a Door Run, Knock a Dally, Knock Down Ginger, whatever it was called. The game has largely gone extinct, Owen. Right? The game involved... You would come home from school. I'll tell you the premise of the game, right, for those of you unfamiliar. You'd come home from school, you would change out of your school uniform and into your civilian wear, and then you would go and meet up with your associates, and you would patrol your neighbourhoods aimlessly. And then at one stage in the evening, you'd play the game where you'd walk up to people's houses and you would knock on the door and run away, confident in the knowledge that the man, always the man of the house, was going to come to his door expecting to greet somebody, as the knock suggested. But instead, he would see you and your associates fleeing his property and laughing.
Don't know if I can reminisce about much at 23 years old, but I like to reminisce about the 90s, the good old days. Back when it was just the PlayStation 2 and stuff like that. Remember when you get your first taste of independence, when word had spread in your school that somebody's mum and dad were going away for the weekend, and that the guy or girl were having a party. They never knew they were having a party. Perhaps having is the wrong choice of word. They were getting a party. I don't mean the kind of high school parties that you see in American movies. Hey, do you guys know Chad Hogan? Yeah, of course, man. Everybody knows Chad Hogan, man. Chad Hogan's mom and dad are going away to Long Island for the weekend, man. There's a party at Chad Hogan's mom and dad's. Yeah, woo! Spring break, yeah! Chad Hogan's parties are awesome, man. Woo! Then it shows you Chad Hogan's party. Chad Hogan's booked a band for his living room. Great party, Chad. Woo, yeah. Let's go get some dip and chip. Woo. Everybody's nodding to the music with these plastic cups of beer that nobody knows who brought them. Just, whoa, yeah, woo. It's not the kind of parties we had. We never had that kind of parties. We never had spring break. We had the Easter holidays. When I was growing up, it was called an empty. An empty. It derives from, we've got an empty house. We've got an empty. The house is empty. It's an empty. No, you never had spring break. Or Chad Hogan, or bands at an empty. An empty was a far more tense affair. Somebody's furious cousin would disrupt the ambience by announcing that he'd purchased 12 cans, drank 2, gave 1 away, but there's only 7 left. Turn that down. We've got a can fee. Fucking turn that down. Somebody else in the corner just trying on people's jackets. Think this one suits me? Not even asking, does it fit me? Does it suit me? Well, the guy's a petty criminal, but you need to look your best, don't you? The same guy that's leaving the house at the end of the night holding a microwave. I think you'll find I brought this with me. And I do not care for the accusation. I mean, why would I steal a microwave? A 35-year-old guy that nobody knew in the corner, smoking dope and blowing into a Labrador's face. An intelligent dog as well, and it's sitting there frazzled. An empty. Good times and an empty. I seen a headline about a mental party. It was obviously a tragic event, but it was pretty funny. A headline, it said, "Women drugged, beaten, tied up and left for dead at neighbour's party." So surely that can no longer be referred to as a party. I have been in attendance at some pretty wild gaffes. But when a woman has been drugged, beaten, tied up, I better get a taxi. That's the cutest dog dishing at nibbles.